Hello everyone. Today I'm going to discuss with you theory X and theory Y. Theory X and theory Y, it is relating to the employee's motivation. So because of that, this is called management motivation theory. This introduced by Douglas McGregor. Now you can see the overview. Douglas McGregor introduced Theory X and Theory Y in his 1960 book, The Human Side of Enterprise. So that means Douglas McGregor written book in 1960 that's named The Human Side of Enterprise. So based on that book, he introduced in the enterprise, in the working environment, there are some people we have to govern based on the theory X. There are some people we have to govern based on the theory Y. These theories present two contrasting view of employee motivation and management styles. So this is two different way, theory X and theory Y. Theory X and the theory Y both actually based on some core assumptions. Now you can see what are the assumptions of theory X. First one, people dislike work and avoid it. The second one, must be caused or controlled to perform. Third one, prepare direction and avoid responsibility. The last one, motivation is extrinsic. That mean people expecting money, security, that kind of motivation factors. So actually, when see the core assumptions, you can imagine theory X is somewhat of the negative view. Now you can see the core assumptions based to the theory Y. Work is natural and can be enjoyable. People are self-motivated and self-directed. They seek responsibility. Motivation is intrinsic. So people expecting the growth, achievement, that kind of thing. Based on that, they are motivating. So this is somewhat of positive point of view. So because of that, in previously I have discussed with you, these theories present two contrasting views of employee motivation and management style. Two different ways. Now this is somewhat of comparison based on several aspects. Now, based on the view of employee, theory X, that means employees lazy to work, dislike to work. But according to theory Y, they are self-motivated, enjoy for the work. The motivation type already we have discussed in theory X, extrinsic. So that means they are expecting some monetary related things. Theory Y, intrinsic. That means rather than the monetary relating things, they are expecting some personal growth, okay, some achievement, celebrating the achievement, that kind of motivation. So when coming to the leadership style, theory X, authoritarian. Authoritarian. That means the leader has to take the authority and that person has to give the correct post to the employee to get the work. But theory Y, it's explained participative. So no need to direct, everyone participated to achieve the goals. When the point of supervision, theory X required close monitoring. Theory Y, it is required trust and autonomy. Relating to the innovation, theory X, it is discourage. Theory Y, encourage. So now you can see theory X basically based on the negative factors, theory Y based on the positive factors. So that means in the organization, there are some negative point of views when consider the employees. According to the theory Y, there are some positive employees also there. So management has to work in a different way. So when we discuss about the application in this concept into the workplace, if our organization doing routine work, when consider the compliance very heavy jobs, so it is most good to practice theory X. However, in our organization, it is based on the creativity, knowledge base. So we can recommend based on this theory Y. So modern organization blend both based on situation and context. That's also we have to keep in our mind. In the modern, whatever the organization, they are considering the both. That means sometime theory X, some context theory X, some situation theory X, as well as some situation theory Y, some context theory Y. So they blend both based on the situation and context. So this is the conclusion. MC Gregor's theory X and Y provide foundational insight of the employee behavior. So this is given as foundation insight of the employee behavior. So effective management adapts between X and Y depending on task, culture, and team maturity. So effective management adapts between X and Y depending on task, culture, and team maturity. So that is we have to understand. So that means we can't use theory X as it is. We can't use theory Y as it is. So effective management adapt between X and Y. Adapt between X and Y depending on task, culture, and team maturity. So that is very important statement. So before end of the discussion, I would like to again go through, that means I would like to again do some recap. So we are talking about theory X and theory Y. It is introduced by Douglas McGregor. This is somewhat of management motivation theory. Theory X and theory Y, that introduced this concept introduced by Douglas McGregor through his book, that book called The Human Side of Enterprise. Theory X actually based on co-assumptions. Now you can see the co-assumptions. People dislike work and avoid it. Must be corrected or controlled to perform. Prepare direction and avoid responsibility. Motivation is extrinsic. Theory Y also based on the co-assumptions. Work is natural and can be enjoyable. People are self-motivated and self-directed. They seek responsibility. Motivation is intrinsic. This is the comparison. Now you can see based on several aspects how theory X behave, how theory Y behave. Then theory X actually when we consider the application, theory X suitable for routine work and compliance heavy jobs. Theory Y is suitable for the creative and knowledge-based environment. However, modern organization blend both based on the situation and context. So conclusion, based on the theory X and Y, McGregor's provide us foundational insight of the employee behavior. So anyway, effective management should adapt between X and Y, adapt between X and Y, depending on task, culture, and team maturity. So this is the discussion today I have prepared to uh, discuss with you. So I'm expecting to meet you with another management theory explanation as soon as possible. Thank you very much.